Another one of my fabulous babes, Miss Jackie Capatolla from Pittsburgh, is changing lives. And she's doing it through her wellness and coaching programs, classes, and retreats. Babes, come on. I love a fabulous retreat. And one of these days, I'm going to be hanging out with her at one of hers. But until that day comes, watch and listen to this episode of the Beauty Pro podcast. Subscribe and enjoy. Let's go. Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Krystine Sherwood, the Beauty Pro Coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self-aware, authentic, and forward-thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the Beauty Pro Coach podcast. Oh my goodness, you guys. I am here with the fabulous Jackie Capatolla. Did I say your last name right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, great. So, Jackie, you got to tell everybody who you are and what you do and all the things.
Oh my goodness. So thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be here on your show. You are amazing. And I loved our connection when we first met. I have been in the beauty industry since I was a little girl. I was 16. I was sweeping up hair. I was doing all the things, working in a salon. My brother actually found me this location that needed a little assistant, and I knew that I wanted to be in the beauty industry. That was like my dream, my passion. So I started doing all that, right? And then everything just started to explode. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I had been, helping others to look and feel their absolute best all their lives, like my family. And I just went on to beauty school. I opened two salons. I had two salons for over 27 years. And well, not the full 27 with both of them, but, in there. And just loved it. And I made it through the pandemic. I had many employees, between both salons, and just love being an entrepreneur, love putting myself out there. I love showing up and helping others to show up in their confidence and their vibe and just who they are. And I made it through the pandemic, but I was at a crossroads and I just needed to make some big, tough decisions, let my salon go. And I like to say that I'm bringing glam to the coaching industry. So I'm a coach and consultant. That's like my little tagline, bringing glam to the coaching industry. I'm a coach and consultant, helping others to show up more powerful, more in their zone, more connected to who they are. With my beauty background and my business background, collided them together and just having a fabulous time with it. And I love it. It's just so fun.
I love that. And it's true. Yes, I met Jackie at the PA Beauty Expo and I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh my God, you're so cool." Like fangirled over you. Like,
I same for you, right? I love what you're doing as well. And it's just such a great connection.
I
Thank you
love
so
it.
much for that.
You're
Yes.
welcome. So, okay, so you're coaching to empower women or empower people?
So I'm working with women right now, but I've
Okay.
been coaching my whole career. I was not a platform artist for Tressa. I don't know if you remember Tressa. Do you remember that
Yeah,
name in the
I
beauty
do.
industry?
I
Yes. So
do.
I was a platform artist for them for 15 years, going into salons, teaching, teaching my staff, of course. I was in the downtown area of Pittsburgh. That was where my salon was, and a very historic building with lots of corporations and businesses up in that building, lawyers, judges, all of it. I was going into their offices, training their teams. So, yes, building confidence, building just your presence, right? It's the power of presence and how we show up, how we feel aligned. So I teach on alignment. That is
Mm.
my main part of it is alignment, and just helping others to show up more confident, more connected to who they are, figuring out their identity in a powerful way. And I lead you through my 360 Wheel of Confidence methodology that I created.
That is so cool.
Thank
And
you.
okay, so I love what you just said. So your salon was in the same building as these lawyers and these professional, right, industries.
Yes.
And you were going into their offices to teach their staff?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, this I love this because I became a coach because of that same thing, which is
Okay.
where, when you go to the doctor's office and the nurses are totally just, you just want to punch them. Okay. Like, let's be real. Like, you're like, oh my God, your attitude is terrible. Or like
Yeah.
the lawyer's assistants, they're just like so up in the clouds. So, how did you do that? Like, how did you go in there and be like, listen, let me help you? What happened? Walk us through
Well,
that.
yeah. So a lot of them were my clients. They
Okay.
were coming in, we were doing their hair, we were doing their nails, whatever, they were coming in for services.
Hmm.
And I built a really good relationship with them because let's face it, business, and this is a really good tip for everybody here
Hmm.
and listening in. Business is about connections. Business
Hmm.
is about relationships. So I know how to do that really well. And I built those relationships with these clients of mine that were coming in for services in my business for hair, nails, all of that. And then I started to talk to them about going into their offices and helping to train their teams. And they knew the confidence that I brought and the way that I promoted myself as far as, putting myself in that room and showing up and being powerful, showing up who you are and align to that because yes, like you said, we want to walk into a doctor's office, we want to walk into an office and feel welcomed, feel
Hmm.
connected. Isn't that what we do in the beauty industry when you come into our salons, right? So that's what I started to do. I started to take that to their offices and helping them, just to have that just that welcoming experience for their clients that they were bringing in. So
Hmm.
it was fun and I enjoyed it and I developed a coaching program for my corporate clients
Hmm.
and that's where it started and I knew that coaching had always been something that was near and dear to my heart as well. I love to help others just feel really connected to who they are and show up more powerful because we all have that within us,
Hmm.
but a lot of times we hold back. And, there's so many things that can be done and just little tweaks and little twisted little things that we can do to help you implement some new behaviors, new patterns, new ways, right? New ways of doing things that will help yourself personally and professionally.
Did you see after you would give your class to these offices, did you see the change or did you see like, man, they just didn't care. I gotta do it again, but I'll just wait.
Mhm.
Like, did you see a change in them or no?
Yes, I did. I saw a change in them. I saw a change in them in their staff. Now, of course, there's always some in the bunch that just don't
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah.
They might get it, but they're not interested, right? They're interested
Hmm.
in other things. And that's
Yeah.
okay because we are for certain people. We're
Mhm.
not for everyone. And,
Right.
that's a lot of what I teach. Like, we don't need to be for everyone. We need to be for the
Hmm.
people that are for us, with us, and want our help and want us to be able to bring value to them. So those people would just tune out, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Because there was people there that wanted to hear what I had to say. There were people there in that room that wanted to up level their personality skills, their welcoming skills, their presentation skills, and those are the ones that I focused on. You
Yeah.
know.
And that is so perfect because I get, and you probably do too, a lot of salon owners, they come and they say, oh my God, like this one stylist or these two stylists, they just don't care. They know everything.
Mhm.
They're completely unteachable. Like they just don't want it. And then what do
Yes.
you say? What do you say to that?
Okay, so if I would go in and there would be a leader or a manager that would tell me that they have a staff member like that, is that what
Mm.
you're asking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what I would do is if I was there teaching, I would actually get that person involved. I would maybe call them out and not call them out in a bad way, but
Mhm.
call them out to participate, to
Mhm.
give me something back, to help me to see where they're at. Because maybe, just maybe, they don't want to be like that, right? They want to be outgoing. They want to be talking to their clients, but maybe there's an underlining thing that's holding them back.
Mhm.
And maybe we just need to break through that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're mean and they don't want to talk to me and they don't want to
Mhm.
be in the room. Maybe it could just be that they don't understand how. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to express themselves and in a good way that's going to attract the clients that they need.
Mhm.
And that is one thing that I have done my whole career. Like I started my career at 27 years old. I'm 58 today, and when I was 27 opening up my first salon, like I didn't have any clients because I could not bring them, of course, from the
Mhm.
salon that I worked at when I opened my salon. I couldn't bring them with me. However, some of them found me, and can't say anything
Right.
about that. But
Like, okay.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could. You know how it goes. We
Mhm.
couldn't bring them with us,
Right.
so I had to start fresh. I had to start over. I was on a strip at this time for my first salon, like a boulevard, and I would go into every, and this is really important, I would go into every business. I would spend an hour a day on my lunch break. And I would go into every business. I would connect with every one of those people. And I would tell them who I am, but I wouldn't start with that. I would ask them about them. What do you do? I love your place. Look at how beautiful this is. This is a beautiful jeweler. Let's just say it was a jewelry
Mhm.
store I walked into. And there was a jewelry store that I walked into. And that woman that owned that became a client. We got connected, right? I introduced myself, and every day I would take time to do that. It was a very long strip, so it took me a while to do that.
Mhm.
But that's what I mean, like the connections, the opportunities. We don't want to lose those, and I think people fall short of that because they don't know how to get past the I don't know how to do that, or I'm shy, or I'm
Mhm.
even though
Mhm.
we're hairstylists and in the beauty industry and we have a lot of confidence, there's a part of us that sometimes feels insecure, isn't there?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and that's okay because you can get past it, you can move forward when you go through, different things and you start to evolve into a, just somebody new, different than what you are, and brighter opportunities come forward.
I love that you were 27
Mhm.
and you were like, "No, I don't have any clients, so I'm gonna go door to door, literally at
Yeah.
27 years old, and I'm gonna get clients. I'm gonna get
Mhm.
clients. I gotta connect." And you went
Yes.
through the whole you went down the whole street. That is
Yeah.
I feel one, that's amazing. Two, I feel like perhaps this new generation, the new 20-year-olds, the new 27-year-olds, they just don't want to do that.
They don't, because what is the new way of business today? It's this little box, right? It's
Mhm.
social media. And that is so important. We
Yes.
love our social media. We love where advertisement and connections happen. But there is nothing like one to one, person to person, in person, where
Mhm.
you really see that person, you get the vibe, you feel them, you feel connected to them. I'm a hugger, I'm Italian. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yes.
nothing like that.
Yes.
And as much as this social media is wonderful for us and the
Mhm.
internet is great for us, I still say you need to be connected to your community in a powerful way by
Absolutely.
like actually meeting them in person.
Mhm. I love that so
Just start
much.
in your community. That's all you
Just
have to do.
yeah, just start, like, just do it. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that alignment piece, right? Because like that's your thing and that's awesome. But now you went door to door, right?
Right.
Down this street. What happens or what happened when you would walk in somewhere and you're like immediately you're like, this is not going to work, but I'm already here, so let me continue. Like how did that
happen for you?
Yeah. So I've always been a woman of opportunity. I don't let any opportunity go by without seeing the good in it. So if I would walk into one of those places and I knew, okay, these are not my ideal dream clients. They're not.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
not going to come to me. And that's all good, right? Because we just said that not everyone is
Right.
for everyone.
Right.
So if I would walk into that and I'm thinking of a particular place in mind that I remember, and I knew that they were not going to be my ideal dream clients that were going to come to me, right? But that doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity there. The
Mhm.
opportunity there is to get to know them, share what I do, get to know them, see what they do, and how can we refer for one another? How can we collaborate? What can we do? Yeah, you're not my dream client. You're not going to
Mhm.
come into my salon. You would be going to more of, there's lots of different styles of salons.
Mhm.
So they would go to a different type of salon, which
Mhm.
is absolutely wonderful, right?
Right.
That's their vibe.
Yeah.
But maybe a client coming into their place or somebody they know would be connected to what I do. So I wouldn't let that go and say, oh, they're not for me and turn around and walk out that door. I would still make that connection,
Mhm.
still let them know who I am, still understand who they are, and offer to them if you know anyone that would be, interested in my services, please share that with them. I would love your referral. And, if you give me your referral, then I can offer something or this or that, right? But and maybe they can give that to someone else if they
Mhm.
don't necessarily use it for themselves. So I'm a type of girl that I see opportunity in everything. I
Mhm.
don't miss a beat on that. If I know it's not for me, I will make a connection. But then I will also say something like, well, I can refer you to so and so, right? You might not be
Right.
for me, but I know another fabulous salon, and we don't have to be in competition. Along that strip. Do you know how many salons there were on that strip?
Oh my God. How
Oh, there were a
many?
lot. There were a lot. But I
Oh.
don't look at it as competition. I look at
Yeah.
it as I do this. This is what I can offer you. I knew every one of the other salon owners and we were friends. And if I didn't know if that person would not want to come to me, then I could refer them to another salon.
Sure.
And that other salon could refer someone back to me, right? That's what it's about. It's
That is.
about it's about not being so competitive, opening
Mhm.
yourself up to share
Mhm.
and seeing what the opportunity is in everything.
I love that. Yes. Amen to that. So what's a strength or a trait that salon owners, especially in a situation like that,
Mhm.
where you have so many in one strip, what's a trait or a strength that someone would need to be successful?
With so many salons in one
Sure.
area.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good question. And I love the fact that I teach about what are you good at? What is your expertise? What is something that makes you stand out, right?
Mhm.
This salon could stand out for extensions. This salon could stand out for vibrant colors. This salon is known for their nails, right? Their nail services, their esthetician. Like, what is it you're known for?
Yeah.
Some people can do balayage and all the different highlights. Some people don't. Maybe they just want to be hair
Mhm.
cutters, so they're just doing the cuts. What are you known for? What are you good at? What is one thing? It's about the one thing. One thing. We don't need to focus on 50 million things. Of course, we know how to do that. We're
Mhm.
amazing. Our
Yeah.
our talent, our artists, we can do it all. We can do nails, we can do a facial, we can do all of those things. We can do balayage, we can do perms, we can do it all. But what's the one thing that makes you
Mhm.
different? That makes you stand out? Of course, you can offer all those other things. But if you stay in that lane of that one thing, that's going to set you apart from 50 million salons in your area
Mhm. Mhm.
and other stylists, right?
Sure.
And then you get known for that one thing. It doesn't mean that you can't offer someone else the other things, but you get known for that one thing. You master it.
You
And
master it.
that's what the difference is, right? We
Yeah.
master the one thing. I loved color and updos were like my two top.
Mhm.
I did a lot of colors. That was like my bread and butter, right?
Mm.
But I did love to do updos as well. So of course I wanted to attract brides and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, and I was part of Pittsburgh Fashion Week creating styles for them. That's when I got to get creative and do all the funky updos, which I loved.
Oh
So
my gosh.
you can show your expertise in one thing, and you can also show your creativity in another thing.
Mhm. What Now we're gonna get deep, okay? So, what has been something that you had to overcome to be where you are now? Because just
Mm.
talking to you, you wouldn't think, oh my gosh, she just does it. You know, you just kind of get that, right? But what is that thing that you just had to overcome?
That's a really, really good, deep question. And oh, yeah. No, I did not get here without any flaws or any, ups and downs, right? I've had my ups and downs throughout my over 30 years now in this industry and transitioning into the coaching. Made it through the pandemic, made it through 9/11, made it through the
Mm,
recession, but not without hard work, right? Not without intentional work and really putting the time in to know, what do I need to be focused on? What is important right now? What matters? Like, how am I going to get through things when, if I'm all over the place? I need to
yeah.
be dialed in specifically on the things. But the one thing I would say that I really, really had to overcome is trust. Is
Mm,
trust. Trusting employees, trusting people around you, trusting your environment, trusting the process, trusting people that, there are a lot of people that want to do things and harm, and, that want to bring you down. And you don't let that happen, because you start to learn, like, that we can get through these things, we can move forward. There are times when maybe you don't trust some things that are going on in your business or your in
mhm,
your environment with your team, your staff. And of course, over 30 years, I've had that happen, right?
mhm.
So those are the tough things. But those are the things that you keep pushing through, because you stay connected to your why. You stay connected to who you are as an individual. And then you know who you are and your identity.
Mhm.
So once you can do that, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing
Yeah.
that can stop you. So getting through a lot of that kind of stuff is what keeps me going.
Mm. What has been uh, the big failure for you, whether personal or professional, right? This industry, it blends together. So, what is that one failure that you're like, yeah, that's the one? And what did you learn from it?
Well, if you asked me this 3 years ago, I would say to you, when I had to let my salon go, right? When I
Yeah.
closed my doors and my brick and mortar shut down, that to me was the lowest of lows that I've felt in my whole career, because
Mm,
that was my heart, my
mhm,
soul. My children grew up in that industry, like in my salon. They grew up there, my family. It was my retirement. It was my way of life, right? Of course, I'm married. I have a husband.
mhm,
He has a job, he supports and all of that
mhm,
too.
mhm.
But, I had a thriving business, and letting that go and thinking that I failed at that
Mm,
moment, thinking that for that moment, in that time. But you know what? I didn't sit there long. I said, you know what? Mm-mm. I'm not going to let this defeat me. This doesn't define me, who I am. I have done so much over those 30 years that it, just because I'm closing my doors the way that I did not want to, I didn't want to stop then. I wanted to go till I was 60 and retire and
mhm,
sell my business out, right? That was my main goal
mhm,
through my whole career.
mhm.
It didn't end like that, unfortunately, because of making it through the pandemic and
Yeah.
being downtown. In that downtown area,
Mhm.
people weren't coming back to work.
Yeah.
Things were
Yeah.
happening. Like, people just weren't coming back to work. And I had to make tough decisions. Did I want to stay there and sign another lease or get another place or move out and open another salon? I had already done all that.
Mhm.
And at that moment, I was, 54. And I just didn't want to, going on 55, I believe. wait, let's see, 2020. No, I'm 58 now. So yeah, do the numbers 53, right? And so I just didn't want to open another salon at that stage of
Yeah.
my life. I was just like, I've done all the things, right? I had a couple different salons and been doing this all my career. I'm ready for something different. But that at that moment when I had to let go, I felt like I failed
Mm.
for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I knew that like I got still and I listened, and I'm a
Mm.
very faith-driven woman, and I knew that I wasn't going to let that defeat me. God had more for me.
Absolutely. Amen. Agreed. God is in control. That is 100%. That's totally fine. What is a common myth that you get about what you do? Whether it was a salon owner or a coach, like what is that thing that you always get that's totally wrong?
Oh, that's totally wrong. Okay, let's see. Well, I've been known as a salon owner for a long time. In my city, like I said, I was connected to Pittsburgh Fashion Week, and I was
Yeah.
downtown. So I was part of a lot of things that happen in our city. So people have known me for all of that time. It was when I transitioned and came out of the salon owner and into my coaching and consulting.
Mm-hmm.
It took a little bit of time for me to speak about the transition, talk about the transition, let people know I no longer have a salon. There are some people that still reach out to me, are you still downtown? And I'm like, no, I don't have
Yeah.
that anymore. So I would say that would be just getting from being known as that into the
Mm-hmm.
coaching and consulting and transitioning into where I'm at today. It takes positioning yourself, right? It takes messaging. It takes a lot to go from being that for 30 years into something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's a way to do it that people see the transition, they see the flow, and they're like, okay, I understand. I know what you're doing now.
Oh, what's an insult that you've gotten that you're just so proud that you got? Because now it's your driving force.
Yeah. The insult that I got okay, the driving force now. Well, this is a really good question too. You're asking some really deep, good questions. And this is crazy because not that I'm gonna call out anybody in my family. I would never do that, right? But when
Yes, I
when you
do.
transition from one thing to another, like I did, and it was a big transition.
Mhm.
And some of my family members don't get this little internet thing.
Mhm.
They don't understand. What do you mean you're going to be a coach on the phone? Like what do you mean? Like how are you going to do that? You've been a salon or you've been out and about, you've been in the community, people know you. What
Yeah.
does that even mean? How are you going to do that? People aren't going to really take to that. And that would be it. Like I had to prove to them, just trust me, right? Trust me. What I'm doing, I understand it. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm creating something different. Yes, I created the Wheel of Confidence methodology, which is a course, that I teach. And some of my family members just didn't understand that and they just didn't get it. But that's okay. That's
Mhm.
okay. When we have people in our lives, family, friends, anybody around us, or just coworkers, or, anybody that's not understanding it, don't play small because you understand it. It's your vision, it's not their vision.
Mhm.
And they may not understand it or get it. That's okay. I'm going to explain it to you as best as I can, but I'm going to show you is even
Mhm.
more powerful. So now that I'm having clients, I'm having success, and I'm out there doing the things. I'm out there doing events and things
Mhm.
like that,
Mhm.
and people see it now. So now they're like, I'm sorry that I didn't really get what you were saying, but
Oh,
they just didn't understand it. So I would say that they were saying that I could not do something, and that makes me work even harder.
I love that. I
They'll
love it.
challenge me to
No,
work harder.
I love it, especially from being in an Italian family. My
Yes.
family is the same way. They're like, "What? What you're gonna do? What? Like, what are you
Yes.
teaching? I don't understand. I get it. I totally
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. And it's all good. I love them all and they love
Yeah.
me and we're good. But that
Yes.
was just it. Like, don't challenge me because then I'm going to prove it to you. Right.
Yes.
And then I proved it to them. Of course, there were days when I'm like, am I doing right? Like, is this good? I got to stay connected. I got to stay focused. But you keep moving, you keep pushing, you keep going. You know that it's for you. You got still, you listened, your faith is
Mm,
there. God is guiding you,
yes.
and it's all
Yep.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your program, like your alignment, the methodology that you're talking about. You were teaching on this at the PA Beauty Expo. I saw it. I think we shared a room, but I couldn't come to see you. I was
I
very upset
know.
about it.
Yeah, our
But
classes were right
yeah, it
at the
was like
same time or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
So what okay, so what is it? Like let walk us through it. Like you got the methodology, you got the alignment piece.
Yep.
Okay.
So alignment inner and outer, right? We have to feel good on the
Mhm.
inside, right? We
Mhm.
cannot show up out here. We can,
Mhm.
but if it's not aligned to who we are in here, it doesn't work. So that's what I teach on. It's a whole wheel of confidence methodology with going into who you are, your identity, your relationships, how you vibe, your business, what you want in personal and professional life. And we talk about faith. We talk about a lot of different things like within this wheel of confidence because we need to have a 360
Mhm.
experience in all of it, like who we are totally from the relationships, the money mindset that we have, the what we want in our life, where we're going, our health, our wellness, our faith. It all matters, and that's what I take you through on this wheel. And it is a wheel that I dove into, worked on it for myself. I don't teach anything that I have not mastered
Mhm.
myself.
Mhm.
So I did not put it out there until I went through it all and really delved into working on myself in every area before I
Mhm.
actually put it out there.
Mhm.
And that's what makes it powerful because I experienced it all and bring it to my clients so that they can experience it too and have change in different areas of their lives.
So, how is this just like a one and done kind of class, or is this like a year or like a 6 months to a year kind of program? Because it takes time
Mhm.
to completely tackle each of these areas because we are so ingrained with whatever we've been taught? So, how
Yes.
long is your program?
Yes. So I have a 6 months, I have a 12-month.
Okay.
We can also do, and I love this, we do an overnight. And that is like a retreat for you, my client, whoever wants to come do this. We do it in person. So I can do it virtually where we spread it out. We spread it out in time over time. Because, of course, virtually we're working once a week or,
Right.
however we set it up. But if we meet in person for a couple days, we
Mhm.
can knock it out. So it's like it depends. Do you want to go quick? Is it something that you want quick? Because we can
Mhm.
go quick, we can go fast, we can do speed lightning, right? Quantum
Mhm.
leap
Yeah.
in a couple days and really dial into you and who you are and how this sets you up. Or we can spread it out over time, and that is beautiful too. Either way, it just depends on what my clients' needs are and
Yeah.
what they want. Some
Yeah.
people want long term, some people want to be like, just dialing into it fast. So I have a client that I'm actually meeting with next week,
Mhm.
and we're doing the quick one. I've
Mm.
been working with my clients now that I have, and I've done a lot of the quick ones where
Yeah.
we do the overnights. And then I have clients that I'm working with virtually that we meet, weekly,
Mm.
and we go through the different parts of it on virtual.
I like
So it
that
could
a
be
lot.
either or. And then I also have like little ways that you can work on me one on one where you can come in for like a couple hours and we focus on one thing that
Mhm.
you really want to focus on, and we can do that like an a la carte kind of way.
Yeah.
And you can do that too if you really just want to do something that way. So there's lots
Yes.
of options. I meet you where you're at.
So, is this the overnight? Is that like some of the retreats that we were talking about in Pennsylvania, or is that something totally different now?
Yeah, that's different.
Oh,
So
it's
I have
different. Okay, cool.
So I do have retreats that I do for events where I bring in women, I bring in teams, I bring in a group of women that just want to really dial in and have like an experience for a couple days. And we have lessons and we have like outings. Like we're going to take a bus tour down to downtown Pittsburgh and we're going to go to a beautiful, elegant dinner there with the one coming up in September. It's called the Iconic Woman Soiree. So this is an event that I host. I host events because I love hosting events. I've been doing
Yeah.
that my whole career as well.
Yep.
So I did not want to let that go. So I host events where I bring in some speakers,
Yeah.
including myself and then others that want to come in and speak on a topic that you talk about. And then we have an audience there, right? It's like an intimate kind of audience. And then the one-on-one is where you come in for like a day, like a production day where it's just you and I. So
Love
that's
this.
just focused on my client one-on-one. We do an overnight, we dial into the wheel of confidence methodology. And
Mhm.
then the events are more for speakers and vendors and guests that want to come in for that
Yes.
experiences.
I love this. You are inspiring me right now. Like you're talking and my brain is just like exploding and I
Awesome.
love it.
Great. I love it. I love it. You have such a fiery kind of personality. Like you're
Thank
just
you.
so it's exciting to be in your presence. So yeah, I would love for you to come to one of the events. I know that we
Yes.
talked about that. So hopefully we can make that happen one of these days. I know you will bring the heat, bring the energy to the,
Yeah. You froze up on me for a minute there, but we're
yeah.
back. Okay. So, yeah, okay. So we kind of touched on it in the beginning of our call today, but what is a lesson working in the beauty industry that you wish that those lawyers and the doctors and the mailmen and all those people, what's that lesson that you personally learned that you wish they would learn just to help their own selves?
Mm. Believing in themselves. Believing in
Mm.
themselves. A lot of times people just don't believe that they have it within themselves to do something outside of their comfort zone. They don't want to step outside of their comfort zone. They don't want to, they're afraid because what's on the other side? They don't know. It's scary, it's uncertain, right? So a
Mhm.
lot of times, just seeing that vision and being connected to who you are, being in that moment, being that person now, pulling that energy into you is what makes a big difference in people's lives. So I would say just helping them to believe in themselves more, that they are worthy, they can do this. And a lot of women know that and men um, because they're already successful, right? So they
Mhm.
had to have had that belief in themselves at some point. But here's the thing, that next level, right? We're pushing, we're moving, we're going through to the next level, we're pushing to a new ceiling.
Mhm.
That ceiling becomes the floor. So what
Got it.
happens then is there's new growth. There's new
Yes.
uncertainty, and that's what scares them. It's not that they weren't amazing, because you're
Mhm.
amazing. We're all doing the things.
Right, right.
We're all amazing, but what got us to where we're at is not going to get us to where we're going. So
Mhm.
we have to have a new belief, a new way, a new sentence, a new mindset. And that's what I teach you.
That is cool. That is very cool. And we're gonna have the links to your events and to the coaching and to all the things in the show notes. So you guys
Awesome.
listening, yeah, you guys listening and watching, you have to check out Miss Jackie. Her class is very fun. I saw those pictures and I was like, whoa,
Yes.
what are they doing?
Oh yeah, I was having them get up there and a couple of those girls in that class, they did not want to do it. Like they felt like I can't step up in front of this mic. I can't, talk. I can't share my experience. And they were a little bit nervous, but I pushed them. They got through it and it was a beautiful thing. Beautiful experience.
That is
So thank you
awesome.
for recognizing that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I saw the pictures and I was like, man, that's fun. I had FOMO. It was real.
Oh,
So we're coming to the end, but what is a question that I did not ask you that you wish that I did? And how would you have answered?
Oh, geez. Let's see. We talk so much about a lot of different things. Um, okay. So I would say that my why for doing this is to really help others to feel empowered, to feel connected to who they are, aligned to who they are. So maybe we did not talk about like the why behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I love to share what I do. It lights me up. My clients are having an incredible results. They are opening new salons when they wanted to close their doors. They are becoming, I don't just help salon owners, I help, I help all different
Yeah.
industries. And they've won incentives to go on their trips, right? They are breaking ceilings, they're making over six figures, they have hard team, they have reinvented themselves, they're opening up chapters, creating, becoming leaders, and they are feeling really connected and empowered, and that lights me up. That is a big why. And of course my family, my legacy is my main why I do this, and my faith. But
Mm-hmm.
seeing my clients have the results that they're having, the success that they're having, and really watching them grow and love what they're doing, it just lights me up so much. So I would say that the why behind it all.
Yes, I love that. I love that you are that you're a faith-based woman, right? You know, being in
Yes.
the beauty industry, it's one of the things we're not supposed to talk about.
Right.
Can't say that, but not here, not on this podcast. We talk about all of
Yeah.
that because it's very important. That's what leads us to know and feel aligned with everything that
Abs-
you're saying. We can't do it
Absolutely.
any other
It
way.
starts there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness, Jackie, thank you for coming on the Beauty Pro podcast. I
Yes.
am
Thank you for
so
having
happy.
me.
Absolutely. And if you guys listening and watching this episode, make sure you reach out to Miss Jackie. She is in the Pittsburgh area. Go check her out. Even if you're not in Pittsburgh, go check her out. And I will talk to you guys next time.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. This has been amazing. You are incredible, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right.
From teaching nurses and lawyers on how to communicate, like that was probably like my most favorite part of today's episode. And Miss Jackie Capatolla got to do it. I feel so fulfilled, even though it was her doing it. Like I am like, yes. Oh my God. If she can do it, you can do it. I'm inspired. I have so many ideas bouncing around my head right now. You got to be like Jackie. Use your drive. Use everything you got to get to where you want to be. And while you're doing that, sign up for one of her retreats, her coaching sessions, so much more that she has going on. Everything is in the show notes. Check it out, and I'll talk to you next time. If you loved this episode, subscribe to the Beauty Pro podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your reviews, stars, feedback so I can continue bring the content you deserve and want most. Your feedback fuels this podcast. The more you give, the more you get back. You can follow me at The Beauty Pro Coach on Instagram and Facebook. Want to contact me directly? Email me at befree@goldentruthcoaching.com.